No niin, ja tervetuloa tänne Jyväskylän rallin jälkipyykkeihin. Täällä on luvassa seuraavaksi Megamies X4 tai Rockman X4, miten nämä nyt tunnetaankaan eri nimillä eri paikoissa. Ja meillä on jälleen kerran saapunut paikalle nykyään tavallaan suomalainen, mutta kuitenkin ulkomailta edustusta. Eli seuraava runi tulee olemaan englannin kielellä poikkeuksellisesti. Kiitoksia joka tapauksessa, että ollaan saatu tänne. Väittäisin, että suhteellisen tunnettu speedrunaaja tuolta Tanskan maalta. Without further ado, Ricky, as we say in Finnish, lenkille.
Lenkille. Thank you. So this is Mega Man X4. Sorry for not speaking Finnish. I don't know anything, but it's okay. So this is Mega Man X4. I'm going to be running 0-100% today, so you can play as either X or 0. And I'm going to be playing as 0 just because, in my opinion, it's a cooler run. I probably just offended like the 3 active X runners right now, but that's okay. 0 is based. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Get ready. All right. In 3, 2, 1, go. Lenkille. Okay, so 100% basically entails getting all 8 heart containers throughout all the 8 Maverick stages. There's 1 in each. There's 2 sub-tanks, a weapons tank, and an EX tank, and that's basically 100%. All the detours to get all the items is very brief. So the fastest form of movement in this game is, instead of ground dashing, you're going to see me jumping through most of the stages just because ground dashing has a little bit of lag on it, effectively. But I will still be using it a bit later on. Right here, I'm just going to absolutely decimate this door. There we go. I'm going to explain what that is later on. Just bear with me. You'll see a bit more of that later on, of course. But right now we're in Sky Lagoon. This is the intro stage. So we just finished Area 1. There's a little cutscene. Mashing text in this game, you can do it on 8. You can do it on all shoulder buttons and all face buttons. So you can just roll your face on it, but I just use 2 just because it's just more convenient for me. So your Sky Lagoon Area 2. We're going to be dealing with some crumbling platforms and whatnot. Could technically get crushed. So I'll try to explain the main technique of this run, which is saber dash canceling. Basically, 0 has a normal 3-hit combo on the ground where you press square 3 times. Now, the third slash of 0's ground combo will put most bosses into iframes. So what you can do is you can effectively use the first attack and then cancel it with a dash and then just saber and then dash, saber, dash, saber, dash. I'm not going to be doing it on this boss because he's too high to reach, but he will still get completely shredded if I do this right. There we go. There we go. That's the first boss. And basically by attacking him and then backing off like that, I forced him into doing an attack there. This is the longest text match in the game, by the way. Look how long this is. Talk faster. There we go. So that's the intro stage. So now we're going to be introduced to our 8 Mavericks. We're not going to save because saving is slow. So I'm going to switch to a different grip here. I'm going to try and do this instead. This is a lot more comfortable because this is like a sustained mash. So here's our 8 Mavericks. Web Spider, Cyber Peacock, Storm Owl, Magma Dragoon, Jet Stingray, Split Mushroom, Slash Beast, and Frost Walrus. We're going to start off with Magma Dragoon because his weapon... So when you beat a boss in this game, in any Mega Man game, you get their weapon. And Magma Dragoon's weapon is insanely useful. It's useful for getting the heart container in Web Spider and Frost Walrus, as well as it being the weakness of some of the bosses. Yeah. I heard that in the back. Yeah, there's some really great music throughout this game. I really like... I'll point it out when we get to Storm Owl and Slash Beast. Those are 2 of my favorites, for sure. Dragoon is also a great track. Okay, we're going to save this real quick. I haven't done that in a minute. It's all right. Little marathon nerves. Get them out of the way. So again, you can see me just not ground dashing just because it's just slower, effectively. So I'm just jumping as much as I can. This bat, it will be a problem, I can tell you that. Okay, he wasn't a problem, that's good. That's a pretty bad area 1. It's all good. So area 2 has the heart container that I want, or the, yeah, and there's basically a tricky jump that I will try to like do here to try and get to it a bit early. Whoop. There we go. Now we get that. Ideally, I really don't want to get hit by that or this enemy. That's really, really useful. Oh my god. Getting hit by neither of those guys is great because this is the health I will have going into the boss battle. And since I basically don't really have much health because this is early on in the run, those hearts basically give you more health. And I really want full health going into this fight. So I'm going to be using Saber Dash Canceling, which is what I explained at the beginning of the run on this guy. He has a couple different attacks he can give me. I'm just going to focus here. I don't want to die. That's the best attack. Good. Very good. Thank you. Yeah, so you can see me basically shredding his health by just standing close and just canceling the saber with the dash in the way that I do. I'm going to be doing that on a couple of the bosses, although not too many. I think there's 2 or 3 that I do it on. So now we get Ryuenjin, which we'll be using on a couple stages. It is Cyber Peacock's weakness, so that's the stage we'll be heading to next. Another reason we'll head to Cyber Peacock first is because the air attack that we have right now will be changed to a spin slash later that deals less damage to Cyber Peacock if we do... We have to do Cyber Peacock before Split Mushroom, basically. So the first area of this level has 3 kind of time trials. You'll see at the beginning of this level, I'll get stopped briefly, and there's this thing that says hurry up right here. So I have to get to the end of the stage quickly, and basically if I do that well, which I will, there we go, I'll get an S rank, and by getting an S rank, I get an item. Now this is a 1-up, but I believe with X that is a capsule upgrade that I don't have to get a 0. So that one doesn't really matter. See if I can do this. Oh, it's okay. I wanted to get hit by that ball there so that I could tank through that. Should still be able to make it no problem. There we go. So now we get the heart. And then 1 more for the sub-tank. This one's a bit longer than the other ones. And this has a really cool song as well, and a cool ascent. So I'm using the ground dash to get under those enemies there. Take some damage there to go through that. Otherwise, I'd have to climb the top of the level. That's a great screen. That's the sub-tank. And now we get into area 2, which has some buttons and stuff like that to flip gravity around and whatnot. Not too much to this stage. It's one of my favorites, though. I think it's one of the stages I'm the better at, just because I put a lot of time into it whenever I was new. Initially, just wanted to get the spacing right for all of these. Those balls do hurt you, so you want to be careful. Oh, whoops, I didn't actually mean to hit that. Now we have to roll this ball to the end of this section here. There we go. So it falls through that, so we can follow it. All right, so that's area 2. Now it's time for Cyber Peacock, and his fight is a little bit random. He has 3 things he can do. He can spawn on top of you, which is the worst one. Basically, when he does that, I just have to use his weakness and make him respawn. He can spawn a bit to my right, where I can get an air attack in, and then I can hit him with his weakness, or the best one is spawning on the left. That's the worst. See, there we go. That's the best one. That's actually really nice to get that early on. You don't typically get that early on too much. Oh, wow. I'll just get him out of the way here. Taking some damage. Good pattern. Yeah, that's really good. There we go. Very nice. Pretty good boss fight. It's really funny. This happened in the practice room as well. There's some dynamic audio in this game, and for some reason I think I'm playing in mono or something. So the explosion when it's on the left side, I just can't really hear it very well. But it's okay, it's not like a big deal or anything. It's just funny. So now we get Rakuhoha, which we'll be using later on for Stormal. And now we'll be going to Split Mushroom stage, which is one of the harder stages in the run. There's a climb specifically like kind of halfway through the level that's pretty tough. There's also these staircases that are honestly pretty cool looking for PS1, which are kind of tough as well. Split Mushroom. Every boss has this cool intro as well, just like in every Mega Man game. Yeah, so we got this spiral staircase where the movement's kind of precise to get over these shield guys here. Ideally, I don't want those bats to be flying to the right, but one hit's fine there. So the room after this one is the really difficult climb. I'd say it's probably top 3 hardest rooms in the game. This one here. Nice. That's really hard to do. That's probably top 3 best climbs I've done, actually. That was pretty good. So now we're coming up to a mid-boss. So Ryu-Engine is really good against this guy. So basically, I'm going to stand right here. And he's going to come up through the platform. I'm just going to hit him like this. Oh, that's kind of bad, actually. Ideally, I wanted a bit more damage there, but I was standing a bit too close to him. There we go. Nice. It's going well so far. This stage also has no RNG. That boss, there's no RNG to it. It basically does the same thing every time, so that's very nice. Which is good, because there is a good amount of RNG in this game, just period. This is a very tricky room. There's a lot of these spinning balls. And here's the heart container. This is actually kind of like weirdly tough to get casually, at least I feel that way. But in a speedrun, it's just a joke. You can also just wall jump to it from below. There we go. And now we get a small auto-scroller, like 30-40 seconds. A small thing I'll do to save time on here is I'll just saber dash cancel these plants instead of using like my air attack. I'll show it off once just so you can see that when I do that, you can see the game freezes for like a brief moment there. And just doing these ground attacks basically just allows me to save some frames instead of the game lagging. That's like a common strategy you'll see like for most of the game. You generally don't want to attack when you don't have to. That's for the swag. I'm going to try and see if I can scroll the screen up here. I didn't quite get it. Going to use Rakuhoha there. Going to get this safety health here. This is a slightly tougher fight. It can get out of hand if I don't kill him quickly. So he's going to jump on the wall first. And again, you can see me turning away from him after I hit him, just to avoid the end lag of my move. Didn't quite get that hit in there. Oh, come on. I'm just attacking him just a hair early. That's okay. Pretty decent. That split mushroom down. I get 2 abilities from defeating him actually now. I get a double jump, and I get the spin slash. So again, the spin slash deals less damage to some things, such as Cyber Peacock, so that's why we did him first. But the double jump will be very useful going forward. So we're coming up to everybody's least favorite stage, which is Jet Stingray. This is not a regular like platforming level. This is essentially, you'll see. I'm going to be on this bike, and the fastest way to go through the level is to push the screen to the right by constantly boosting. So I can actually really easily risk dying on this level if I misspace things. And yeah, so don't be surprised if I die. So you can see I'm kind of pushing the screen a bit to the right. So I'm doing a short jump, and then I'm dashing, and then I go down a little bit. And also after you land from the dash, I just need to focus here. Hold on. I need to get this. There we go. Allow me to just not talk for a second, just so I can not die on this. It's not the easiest. I feel like I have things to explain, but prioritize not dying. There we go. So once you land from that boost, you can't jump immediately. So sometimes you see me just doing a normal dash. It's just because it's just super laggy once you land, and you just have to time it correctly. So we got the heart tank in that one. In the first area. Now we're going to get the sub tank on this one. Okay, there we go. Got to remember those two platforms are there. So just Stingray's chasing us through this, I guess. And there we go. Got it. No deaths. Very nice. So after such an awful stage where you can very easily die, this is one of the worst boss fights. It's actually so bad, in fact, that some runners choose to do them at the very beginning of the run, even though it makes the fight a little bit harder. And that's because this guy has some really random dives that he can do. You'll see exactly what I mean. So he's either going to dive. There we go. He's either going to dive or he's going to shoot stingrays. He's just diving right now. He can dive as many times as he wants to. So I'm hoping that once he reaches half health, oh my god, he's trolling me right now. Once he reaches half health, maybe here, after he shoots these stingrays, he comes down. There we go. Oh, that's bad. That's not good. Where's he at? There you are. Don't dive. Okay. A little bit sloppy, but at least he came down, so I can do saber dash cancels. After he gets to half health, he either come down so you can do saber dash cancels, or he'll just keep diving. And luckily he didn't. But I got hit by the little manta rays at the bottom there. Not too bad, though. Could have gone a lot worse, for sure. So now we're halfway through the 8 Mavericks. That's our 4th. And now we get a little cutscene. This is a fight with the Colonel, and this cutscene's hilariously, has terrible voice acting. Just absolutely awful. And that's an actual fight when you play as X, but with Zero, it's just a cutscene, which I'm glad that cutscene just exists in the first place. Look up the cutscenes of this game on YouTube. They're just super bad for a AAA game. So it's time for Web Spider. His stage is not too bad, although it has some, it has a lot of walls that you can kind of cling to. That makes it a little bit more tricky. Pretty beautiful stage, though. It looks very nice, especially for this. For an early PS1 game, this game looks pretty good, I'd like to think. So I'm going to try and time this jump here. So I can just keep moving, get under this guy. There we go. Now we're going to traverse these logs. So you're going to see the double jump come in use here that we got from Split Mushroom right here. Very nice. Whoops. Whoops. I kind of mistimed that, but there's a small technique you can do with the spin slash as well, where after the first half of the animation of the spin slash, you can turn around and actually get additional hits in, which you'll see me do on a couple bosses and a couple enemies and stuff like that as well. So this part of the level has these bees, and these hives are just way too slow to just take out normally. So we're just going to damage boost through them just a little bit faster. And we're going to use Dragoon's weapon here again to burn this wood and get the heart container there. We're going to do it again here, but this time just because it's quicker than going above here. I'll grab this just for the marathon safety. So the web spider boss is one of the more, I don't really know what to exactly say about it. There's a really, really difficult quick kill. If I can just nail it like slightly, then I'm not expecting to get it like in any capacity here. But basically, by hitting him and then jumping into his string that he's hanging down from, I can hit him while he's off screen. That's a good spawn, actually. Oh, wow. Okay, there we go. That's the first time I've gotten that in a run, actually. That's very nice. And now he'll begin this phase. That probably saved like a solid 10 seconds, actually. That's pretty good. You can actually kill him from full to zero there. But I've never been able to do that. There's a ceiling. Oh, super good. Wow. Thank you. Thanks a lot. There's actually a ceiling, so you like the full kill is really tough on this particular boss. But we're going to be refighting the bosses later, and there is no ceiling then, so it's a little bit easier to do it at that time. So that went pretty well, at least I'd say so. So now we get Raijin Geki. This is just a basic attack where you... it's split mushroom's weakness. You just press triangle, and it shoots out this electric attack, basically. We're going to use that in the refight, actually. So now the rest of the boss order doesn't matter too much, but Storm Owl is typically preferred to do 5th, just because, or 6th. Storm Owl, I like the way he pronounces that. Storm Owl is typically preferred to do 6, just because the boss fight has a little bit of luck involved, so just get it out of the way. One of the prettiest stages, too. We're going to use this mech here, because it can fly and do cool stuff and take out the enemies easily. The knockback's also very nice. If you get hit, you just get knocked back, and you have a lot of iframes. Just going to take that out. Took a hit there. You really want to be going fast past those UFO things that have the lasers, because if they shoot the laser before you get past them, you waste 5 seconds. Okay, this is a pretty tough skip coming up. I'm going to be standing on spikes. I could easily die here. Got it. Okay, good. So here's the mid-boss of the level. So I'm going to be doing that sword thing that I said, where I hit him. Oh, almost. It's a really difficult, one cycle you can get there. But yeah, you can see how I do those hits in a certain way, just to allow myself to get more damage. Pretty decent stage. Now this boss fight's pretty random. He can basically come out in any of the 4 corners of the level. Although the beginning of the fight is the same every time. Never mind. I got bad luck there. Oh, super bad. Not ideal. Oh, that's super bad. I'm just going to do this. Hopefully he dies. Yeah, okay. Not the best fight, but got the job done. I have a camera on me. Got to smile for the camera. Good run so far, for sure. Not sure if after that web spider this is PB pace. I mean, that Dragoon was pretty rough, but I've definitely had some issues beating my PB lately, but this is definitely a solid run, for sure. My PB's 44-46, and I've got no clue if I'm close at all. But next up is Slash Beast. This is, in my opinion, the hardest Maverick stage in the game, especially Area 2. So this is a train level, and the second half just is packed with enemies. The first half is kind of tough as well. You'll kind of see a taste of what I'm talking about, but Area 2 just completely ramps it up with 1 billion enemies. These brown crates you can actually destroy, so typically I don't want to be attacking too much in this level. There's also going to be some blue crates later that I can't destroy. Great song in this level, too. So I'm just trying to damage boost through this as much as possible. There's going to be 2 cannons later on that I'm going to have to jump on. There we go. Nice. Nice. It's kind of tough to not take damage there. That was actually a pretty good Area 1. So we got a mid-boss here coming up too. And we're going to defeat him in the exact same way that we defeated the Storm Owl mid-boss. Just the jump slash does a lot here. There we go. Just completes gets decimated. It's very nice. So yeah, Area 2, in my opinion, the hardest screen in the game. I might drop pretty low here as well. I'm just going to get absolutely pulverized. You're going to do a lot of damage boosts, but I'm also probably going to get hit a lot unintentionally, just because a lot of the platforming is very precise. And here it begins. So there's a mech here I need to jump over. So there's a mech there, but it is a little bit quicker to go on foot. Okay, that helps, I guess. Trying to take damage on that guy's right side, just so I get knocked the correct way. Okay, that was actually pretty good, like, all things considered. There's a bit more stage left, and then we got the boss fight. Gotta be careful here. There's a couple pits I can fall into. Ah. Another set of cannons here. Oh, okay. And here's the boss fight. What's in the crate? Nothing. He's just okay. He's just gonna crush it. That's what he's doing. Anyway, Saber Dash canceling. Very broken on this fight. Very nice. He's done. There we go. It's super fun to do, by the way. That's like one of the reasons I picked up this game in the first place. Basically, I'm just using both of my thumbs to kind of like alternate between the two buttons. So if you can just do that really well, a lot of the bosses just get shredded. It's really fun to do. It is tough. Yeah, it is tough. When I was new, the pattern is rough. There's also something called SSDC, where you do the second hit of Zero's Saber, which you will see on maybe the final boss. It's possible. It depends on what attack I get. So here's Frost Walrus. He's so chunky and big that he covers his own text. He protects the secret weep, which lies inside the snow. Yeah, he's a chunky boy. This is probably the prettiest level in the game. Not too bad. Area 1's pretty easy. But Area 2 is definitely a little bit tricky. I'm going to try and make a cycle here at the beginning. Probably won't make it after that. I'll try. Nah, definitely won't. Whoops. It was like the platform I jumped to make it up on that ledge. I could have jumped on a different platform had I been quick enough. So we're going to grab the EX tank here with the double jump. I'm going to see if I can weave between these platforms here. It's a bit tough. All right, this mid-boss is a bit random as well. I can basically only hit him when his eye is open. So I just have to hope that keeps his eye open. Simple as that. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's solid. That's pretty good. You can see Chill Penguin in the back there. Shouts to X1. You can also see Blizzard Buffalo, I think, in the back at the beginning of the level from X3. So this part is kind of tough. There's all these ice blocks that I have to break. It's not easy. It's just awkward is the best word for it. Yeah, see, didn't intend for that. There's a weapons tank here. Getting in that ice. And in this section, I have to be kind of quick because we got these, I'm going to call them ice chickens. They will try and freeze the screen if they get their attack off, which wastes like a second and a half or something like that. He might get to it. Nope, not quite. I outran him just in time. Okay. No freezes. Very nice. All right, it's time for Frosty. This guy's probably the most trivial boss fight in the game. There's not really like much of a difference every time you do it. He looks big and intimidating, but trust me, he's a wimp. So he's weak to Magma Dragoon's weapon, so we're going to use that, and he's just going to slide on his butt here. Looks really funny. I also don't want to like damage him too much because... Very nice. Because you can see there's a lot of end lag, but yeah, that was a great fight. Easy as that. And I don't know, this run seems pretty good. Definitely does seem pretty good. No deaths so far. It's pretty nice. So that's the 8 Mavericks. Now we're going to move on to the final stages. We got Spaceport and then the couple final weapon levels. So Frost Walrus's weapon we're actually going to use on the next boss, which is the Colonel, which is the boss of the Spaceport. It's basically a down stab. If you jump and then press down and triangle, he'll do like an icicle stab downwards, basically. Nice one up. Cool drop there. More spiky balls. Gonna try and do a hard damage boost here. Very nice. That's not something I get often, actually. Dude, I'm actually getting a lot of first times here. This is very nice. Okay, so I'm gonna try and deal some double hits to the Colonel, especially at the beginning. When he's holding up his saber in like a defensive position, the moment he swaps animations, if my hitbox is in his hitbox, whoops. Yeah, like there. I messed it up, but I can deal double hits when you do it like that. Come on. Hey, I think I got a double hit there. And you got to be prepared to mash immediately once you beat him. It's really funny. They just immediately start talking. It's like, you've defeated me. Goodbye. And he explodes. I'm hearing some bad words in the back. We're definitely at FinnRuns. At least I think I heard something. Okay, so now for this is the final weapon. This is a pretty pathetic stage, honestly. It's insanely short. That's it. Now we're at the boss. Now, you all know this for the infamous cutscene. I don't want to show it. This could be a PV pace. You never know. But yeah, look up this cutscene on YouTube. It's really bad or good. You choose. But this boss doesn't really pose much of a threat. Also, this line that Iris says at the beginning here it can actually vary in length. Yeah, that's one of the longer ones, so I just lose like half a second because of that, which is funny. But this is basically all you do. I can also use Magma Dragoon's weapon to hit the orb above. That's what actually is damaging Iris. But this is also a little bit just safer overall. There we go. A little bit sloppy, but no worries. Sorry, Twitch chat, no cutscene. What am I fighting for? Okay. Moving on. All right. Second half of Final Weapon. Another pretty short stage overall. The main thing for this is the boss fight. This, coming up, is the worst boss in the game. It is unbelievably luck-based, and I'll talk about it when I get to it. Let me just handle this corridor here. A little bit tricky. You can die here. That looks scary, but you always get knocked off, and then you just walk back on. So, it's time for the general. This boss fight can take me 12 seconds or over a minute. Look on the very right-hand side of the screen. He's just going to spawn in. It's great. So, I want him to fly upwards and then shoot his hands out from, yeah, you'll see. If he, and I'm super lucky. That's what I want. So we're gonna do this to tank the invincibility. Watch this health bar. There we go. And that's the best RNG, best fight. There we go. Let's go. That's really necessary for a possible PV, actually. I'm not really sure. Like, I really can't tell. I like how, like, his whole left leg or right leg is intact, but the other one's just gone. Okay, so it's time for the infamous boss rush. This is a thing in every Mega Man game, pretty much. We're gonna fight the 8 Mavericks again. Most of the fights are the same, but we do have a couple changes, mostly split mushroom. We're gonna start with Dragoon. One thing that's annoying with Dragoon is that every boss fight you enter here, you can just do nothing, but with Dragoon, you have to do that little step to the right. So sometimes I'm like, oh fuck, you know? And then I have to just like pick up the controller again. Okay. Yeah, he does Hadoukens. That's actually a bad attack. Come on. Super unlucky. Ah, what an ass. What can you do? Not ideal. I want to try avoid healing as much as possible during these refights, but for Marathon I probably will. What the? I just stood on like nothing there. Wow. Clip it. Watch. Check the tapes. Okay, we're gonna see if Web Spider gives me a nice pattern. Maybe I can get the quick kill here. Okay, a little bit. Really nice. I've been getting that again. Okay, that's fine. Is he coming down or no? Okay, we're going into this phase. So again, I can't attack him during this. But at least I got a couple hits in there. Oh, okay. Close. Nice. That's very good. I'm glad I didn't take any damage there. I can probably just move on to Peacock without healing now. I'll probably just heal after Peacock. So this boss fight I'll probably just take safe here. You can do spin slashes, but they just overall deal less damage, so I'm probably just going to be spamming his weakness here. This is an easy fight when you do it like this. If you have anything you want to read out, feel free. Go ahead and finish English, whatever you want. Refights are definitely the spot for this, I would say.
Leo Volai has donated €25 with the comment, glad to see Ricky at FinnRuns. Good luck on the Lenki, yo! Thank you, Leo Volai, for €25.
Why are you spawning over there, bro? There we go. Don't know what he was doing. I love his face when he gets defeated. He's like, oh! That's really great. Alright, so Storm Owl refight. Not much has changed. I just spawn on the left this time for some reason. Hopefully it goes better than the boss fight itself. Oh, what? Kind of weird his shield was up there. Oh, that was a lot of damage. That's good. There we go. I basically was guessing there in the bottom right. Yeah. He can come out of like, I mean, I think I know that he's going to come out on that side, but it's a bit of a guessing game. So I'm going to heal after Frost Walrus. Didn't take too much damage there during Storm Owl. This fight is basically the same, not too much going on. Except we got a cool space background, I guess. And they got the fog machine going in the front. Nice, okay. Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Took an unnecessary hit. This is the main reason the boss rush takes so long. It's just the explosions. It just takes a million years. Onto Jet Stingray. Again, nothing's changed in the fight, except we get to fight him in green water. I don't know why they went for this change. It's also like at an angle. Like, I don't know, like I've been trying to like figure out what angle they put the water at. No dives, please. Ah, that sucks. Oh my god, hit him. He's diving. He's diving. Hopefully he goes down now. I really don't want him to dive now. Oh, come on. There we go. Not too bad. So the last two is Slash Beast and Split Mushroom. Split Mushroom does actually have a small change just because we have his weakness now, but Slash Beast is pretty much the same. I'm just healing just for the safety. I kind of like having, because I know I'm going to take damage on both of these fights, so it's definitely useful to heal here. I could also go into the menu and E-Tank, or use the sub-tank, whatever, E-Tank, sub-tank. But I'd rather save it for the final boss, just in case something terrible happens. So I deal less damage to Split Mushroom because of the Spin Slash. So in the first phase, it's slower, but I can also double jump to reach him easier. But now the fight will speed up a bit. Oh, whoops. I just missed the triangle button there. There we go. Ah. There we go. So as he's coming out of that, like, stun, you can hit him again, and he won't go into the animation again, so it's quite nice. Alright. Slash Beast. More Saber Dash canceling. This is just really satisfying. Just a bit more on his patterns. I kind of want him to jump and try to land on me. That's ideally the best, because he'll usually do a roar after that. Like this. That's the best attack. There we go. Come here. There we go. Pretty solid. I don't quite think it's PB pace. Just a little bit off, I think. But still a very good run nonetheless. So that's the boss rush. Now we begin the final boss, which, you know, it's a tough one. There's randomness to the third phase. Yes, there are 3 phases to the boss. It's tough, yeah. First phase, I'm going to be using Dragoon's weapon. It's his weakness. Second phase, I'm going to be spamming Saber Dash cancels. And then third phase is just full focus, pretty much. I mean, I'm pretty much just going to focus on this whole fight, more or less. So. If we can hit him twice here. Should be possible. There we go. Very nice. Good. One more. So I actually jump intentionally to the left there so that Sigma's scythe like kind of hits the wall. If it hits the floor, he does a different attack. Nice. By grabbing that health, I can actually get a hit in here. So there's a face on the right and a face on the left. I have to kill both of them. There we go. Okay. Could be good enough for a 2-cycle. Please give me the right attack. Don't say the end. Nice. Hit him. If I 2-cycle, I might PB. Please give me the wind. I'm just going for it. I don't think so. Nah, it's not quite it. But it might be 44. My PB's 44.46. Get ready on time. It's in like 15 seconds-ish. It's a really good run. I think it's my second best run, though. I don't think I've had a second 44. I'm extremely stoked with this run. No deaths. And it's sub 45. Yep. And time. Whew. That's pretty good. That's really good, actually. Very nice. That's my second best run ever. What was that, 9 seconds off PB? 10? Yeah. All right, I'll give you this one, Twitch chat. You can have this cutscene. This one's terrible. The voice acting's ass. But first, some screaming. So bad. It's not as bad as the one in the middle of the game. And there you go. That's X4. Shout-outs to just a few people that helped me learn the game. Shout-outs to Ausseal, SC Weeb, and Johnny Go. Just pretty much the active guys for this game right now, even though they're all running X instead of 0. Thanks for the help, regardless. And just thanks for everyone tuning in, and thanks for letting me speak English. And that's pretty much it. Great run. I'm really stoked with that, actually. Yeah. Back to you.
Olepa hyvä.
Hyvä.
Hampurilaiskastike.
I can't reuse the same joke from last year.
That's why I said it.
What can I say? Valkosipuli kastike. I don't know. I'm taking this headset off.
The classic line, especially in the Nordics, is ei saa peittää, because it's in the back of every microwave in here. Thank you, Ricky, very much for the run. I'm going to switch back to Finnish now. Thank you very much for the international community tuning in, though. And definitely, if you want to learn Finnish, this is not the place, but still stay tuned. Next up, I was supposed to switch to Finnish. I actually forgot. So this will be my last time talking to you ever. So bye and see you at ESA, by the way. No niin, eli kiitoksia paljon Ricky, ThaRixer, Mega Man X4. Seuraavaksi luvassa Dead Cells. Sitä ennen menkää osoitteeseen finnruns.com kautta lahjoita ja auttakaa pelastamaan norpat. Pienen tauon jälkeen lisää pikapelejä.